This is the story of Uryadi's village, a story that began with one person's desire to help the orphaned children of the world. A story of connection, of teamwork, of love and heartbreak. A story about the would-be forgotten children of Ethiopia and how they ultimately changed all of our lives.
When I first traveled to Ethiopia, I realized what a beautiful country it is. The people are amazing, kind, and friendly. The poverty is like poverty you haven't experienced unless you've been there.
Jennifer became more aware of Ethiopia's huge orphan population and the lack of care that these children were receiving. Knowing that most of these children would not be adopted, she made a commitment to help them thrive in their country of birth. Jennifer founded the nonprofit Uryadi's Village, named after her mayor Uryadi. She then set out to reach the highest level in her sport of show jumping, which would provide the connections and financial support needed to make a sustainable change for orphaned children.
When I first started working with Jennifer, I had no idea that she was going to be an international Grand Prix rider. She just kept getting better and better.
Jennifer Crooks on SF Uryadi.
Eventually we got to go to some of the biggest competitions in the world, Dublin and Hickstead and Spruce Meadows, and an incredible journey. I came with 2 kids when Jennifer and I got married, and then we very quickly had 2 more. Fairly quickly thereafter, it became evident that Jennifer, was pretty much kid crazy.
Mike and Jennifer continued to grow their own family, eventually adopting 13 children.
For me, that was seeing a whole new world that I'd never seen before, especially international adoptions, kids with special needs. So this was a new adventure.
When Jennifer wasn't competing, she was traveling to Ethiopia, working to create her vision of a sustainable orphan village.
Captain Michael Künzer and the entire crew would like to thank you for traveling with us on this Lufthansa Starline service from Germany here to Ethiopia. Thank you very much. Amesakenalo and auf Wiedersehen.
Can we do the supper? Oh, that would be great. We would love that. So did we, kind of. It's 6 hours. 6 more hours.
When I had first had the vision for Uryadi's Village in 2014, our main mission was to create a self-sustaining orphan village where the kids had clean water, nutritional food, the best education possible, and medical care.
The Uryadi's Village team was having success at meeting the children's basic needs. The children were being fed, they received quality medical care at the Soto Christian Hospital, and many of the children were enrolled in school. But the team knew that the children needed to move out of the concrete compound and into a more natural and nurturing location. In 2015, the Walida government granted Uryadi's Village a beautiful piece of land that overlooked Soto. Jennifer asked world-renowned permaculturist Warren Brush to assist in developing a site plan that would follow permaculture practices and focus on sustainability and long-term resilience.
I was so excited that Warren signed on as our resilience design planner. Warren's so much more than a permaculturist. He leads our team on the ground when we're there. He works incredibly well with the children, he works incredibly well with the staff, he works incredibly well with the government, and he's just a really incredible person to be around. It was really very exciting to see the work begin to progress, to see this empty slate of land start to become a place that was going to nurture the children.
Oh, the people here are the friendliest people that I've ever met. I feel so welcome here.
I feel very blessed to be here and to be a part of this which is much bigger than any of us.
እና በጣም ተባርኬያለሁ የዚህ አካል በመሆኔ ከማንም በላይ
The highs and lows in Ethiopia are like none I've ever experienced before. In one day in the village, I can walk onto the village in the morning and think, wow, this project's really happening, it's really thriving. And then you get a phone call from the local government that there's a baby that was abandoned in a drainage ditch and she's really cold and she's turning blue and maybe she's gonna live and maybe she's gonna die. The fear, the sadness, the love that you then feel for that baby, it's just emotions that you don't experience anywhere else.
She's so sweet.
Through all of the challenges that Jennifer and the team faced, the original head nanny, who later became our project manager, Sister Amarich, provided the strong leadership and cultural knowledge needed to navigate through difficult times.
Sister Amarich is really the backbone of the project. She is 100% dedicated to the children and staff of Uryadi's village. She gives everything to this project, and we wouldn't be where we are today without her.
I can appreciate really the heart of Jennifer, that she has committed, she is really committed to help these children. We have never saw such kind of care and then love and then attention for the staffs and for the children.
Organic gardens were critical for providing healthy food for the children, and Terefe, a local permaculturist, joined the team to head up the management of food, water, and waste systems.
Yeah, I'm happy when I grow something and it's going very well, and to get to it, I'm very happy. Everything is underground here. Just when you want to come to reach, just do it. More than speaking, if you do it, just you can get everything. So
we're learning about how to do bio-intensive farming with the plants that are available here in ways that work with the local climate. What I find is that when we come into a place in doing it in humility, we need to come in and ask how it is that I can learn from you so the people where I live and dwell in my home can also do better. So it's an exchange, because we need to learn a lot from the African people as well.
The children began to visit the new site and were thrilled to know that this would soon become their new home.
It's super exciting to have the kids come to the land and pick vegetables, to see them picking kale and carrots and beetroot and harvesting food.
Construction in Ethiopia is full of challenges with language, finding materials, and creating a shared vision. The talented green builder Eric Keller led the team of local builders in the construction process.
And so that space of concrete above that is where the rock will go.
Yep.
And it's in my mind that at least in the front of the building, or maybe around the whole building, the rock can go maybe one block higher.
Yeah.
Eric, he brings to the table so many gifts. He has and skill sets that are needed for this project. He also walks with humility. People who are here and working immediately come to like him.
we shall start.
We just have to.
Our nanny's input was critical to the construction process to ensure that the new homes would meet all of the children's needs.
The buildings here are definitely showing themselves dominant on the landscape now, which is just beautiful.
Many months of construction were needed to prepare for the exciting day, a day that Jennifer and the entire team had dreamt about for a long time, when the children would move to Walaita village.
This is that moment we've all been waiting for, that for them to actually leave their little dusty footprints on the floors of these buildings that were built for them. And my hope is that long after we're gone, you know, we've lived our lives, that these houses, which are built to withstand time for a long time, will be able to help children be housed, but also as a part of them getting back into their communities after being orphaned.
The evening before the move, the team made beds and finished interior walls with coats of natural plaster. The team worked into the evening hours to ensure that when the children arrived, they would feel comfortable with their new home. As the children put it, they would have just one more sleep before the move. The morning dawned with excitement for the transition that had been a goal for the past year.
Succeed today.
Yeah.
We are very happy.
It is a dream come true.
Yeah.
It's amazing how fast this project has moved, and you know, to walk onto the grounds now and see the gardens and know that they're eating healthy food, that they know where it came from, that they've helped grow.
Lives of the children here is absolutely beautiful. They're moved from a concrete building in the middle of the city of Soto into this beautiful place where they're living amongst where a lot of their food is being grown. They have their wastewater is now growing bananas, and they're able to stretch themselves out and actually come out and work on the land with the permaculture staff.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy when they come and helping me, just working with me, digging, making compost, watering the tree nursery. They love harvesting vegetable and planting. We growing that is organic food for them, that without using chemicals. This is it's a good nutrient for the kids.
This trip, it's been great because we've got a lot more production here. Every time I come back, there's more production. Watching the kids last night come home from school, the smiles on their faces to be home and to run down, and they have their own bed in their own room with a few other kids. The kids really see this as home. And you know, imagine not having a parent who, you know, for whatever reason your parent couldn't be with you and keep you, and imagine that toll on the kids. And here it is, we're creating this place that is a home for them. It's not a substitute for their parent, but it's something that can help fill their hearts with love.
With basic needs met, the Uryadi's village focus has shifted towards physical and emotional healing for our children.
All of these kids have these really incredibly intense stories. Every one of them has, so much to grieve about in life at such young ages. Like these kids who have such big stories of grief are being nurtured, and you feel it in their smiles, you feel it in their warmth.
So now to see the children receiving physical therapy and occupational therapy and music therapy and art therapy, it's just amazing to watch them, and they're just thriving.
My job really when I come is to teach the staff how to work with them and get them to move so that they can explore this lovely village that's here.
This sort of opportunity confirms to me that children heal.
Wolaida Village has become an island of healing and draws medical staff and therapists from around the world to work with its children.
I get love and I get hugs and I get kisses and I just get this, what I give to these kids is nothing compared to what I get.
So many moments that just park themselves in my heart.
There have been many lessons, one of the greatest being that this work is more complex than just taking care of the children.
So much of what Uryadi's village is learning, I think, is about tending to communities so that there's less orphans.
It is our belief that we are only as strong as our surrounding community, and we have invested in the community in many ways.
Some of the programs that we have that ensure that our surrounding community is also thriving is our school sponsorship program.
Our school sponsorship program supports 225 local children whose families could not otherwise afford sending them to school. Twice each year, Uryadi's village hosts a grain feed, providing staple grains to community elders who struggle with disabilities. We have also successfully placed 15 children in foster care and arranged for 30 local adoptions.
You just feel the love of these families, and there's nothing that can be substituted for that.
With the support of generous donors and the local community, Wolaida Village is expanding to create additional housing, agriculture, and play spaces. The expansion will be tailored to children with medical issues and special needs.
That whole expansion of the village will be designed to uplift the mobility access for kids that have issues with that.
And one of the goals for the new property is for our therapy center to be a therapy center not only for the children that we serve, but for the children in our community.
Wolaida Village, a project of Uryadi's village, now cares for 93 orphaned children. To learn more about the story and development of Uryadi's village, visit our website at uryadisvillage.org.